Hey everybody, how's it going? Superfiend here, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Planet Coaster Wacky World. So we just finished terraforming all of this and decorating this area up top with the terrain paintbrush to make it look a little bit lush and green and the hillside here, and I think it looks really good. And we may continue to do that a little bit more in certain areas over here. I may do it off camera since, you already saw it, you kind of get the general idea. I took the time to actually ride this and look at it in the camera and noticed that in doing the terraforming, I forgot to go in and do this little piece of track right here. So let's go ahead and start this episode off with cleaning this up. So we need to go into the terrain and we're going to push and probably I'm going to try a 5-meter brush. And we just need to push this track away, and I'm going to kind of lean a little bit more onto this side because I want to see if we can keep any of the terrain on this side. And to be honest, I don't know that we're going to be able to. Don't think it's going to work. But we could always put some of the scenery rocks in here to fill this area in if we want. So let's see, we just need to push through the block breaks, or the block section. Okay. Let's try raising the intensity just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now it's starting to turn. And I have a feeling it's going to poke through and we're going to be able to see outside the hill face. There it is. And now if I can keep this just a little bit right here, I don't think anybody... Well, if they've got a rail right here, then obviously you can't stick your arm out and get stuck in the rail. So I think this is okay. And let's just push down a little bit right in here. Okay, and we'll get the coaster supports to poke through just a little bit. So we'll lower it down under the track until we can actually see the supports. It's good. Do it in the rest of the area over here also, and right here. And this is kind of cool. It pokes through into this other side, so you kind of get an idea of where you've been before. And actually, if we lower this down a little bit, then as they're coming through here, they could see, they might get a glimpse of the other car going up, and that's always kind of fun. Okay, and raise this up just a little bit. Then we're going to pick our paintbrush and we're going to go with this rock here. And let's see, we're just going to go 60% and paint this whole area here. I don't think I'm going to add any vegetation inside here, as it's mostly just hard rock. And did that goof up the vegetation that we did outside? It looks like it may have. Let's see. Yeah, it did a little bit. It painted over it. So let's see. Let's just go back. What am I doing? Wrong area. Let's just go back in here and a smaller brush. Low intensity. And we'll just kind of go back down the side here. And redo that effect, and there you go. And so let's see now. So how exactly does this whole thing look? So when they come out of here, this I think this needs to be lifted up just a little bit. And maybe this one too. They looked awfully close when they were going through there, right? So let's let's just push all this up a little. Okay, that looks better. Actually, as they're coming back. Okay. And what about right here? This looks a little bit low, right? And we gotta get our paintbrush again. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Let's watch them as they come back through, and actually we'll just look from right here. And this gives us the better angle. Okay, so here they come. I think that looks good. Let's watch these guys go down. They're just approaching the top here. And we'll just follow them through to make sure that they got plenty of clearance. And I believe they do now. That looks pretty good. A little bit close right here, right? That was a little close. We'll just lift up slightly. Paint it again. And I'm pretty happy with the way all of this looks. Let's see as they make their return journey. Now, I wish that we could get this a little bit more closed off. But I think this is about as good as it's going to get. We can take some of the other rocks, the scenery rocks that I mentioned earlier, and kind of lace them in here. But I think it'll end up looking kind of artificial. So, well, I think we're just going to kind of leave all of this open. So they actually get little glimpses of the coaster track as they go through these 3 different parts of the ride here. The way out, the drop, and then the return journey home. So now let's turn our attention to the coaster station. And let's get this thing built. Okay, so we got this little building right here. I don't think we need that anymore. I think we can take the terrain and I think we can flatten it a little bit to foundation. Okay, and we'll just pick a nice spot here and kind of just flatten it out. Okay. And we're going to go ahead, we're going to grab the sandstone pieces, I think. We'll click on this and we'll start building on station grid. And we're going to get our sandstone. And this is going to resemble slightly the other, the Hidden Temple coaster station. So where is our 4-meter wall piece? There we go. And just drop these down right there. And it's looking like maybe a 1-meter piece will be sufficient on the bottom. Yeah. Okay, and then we'll rotate and we'll come in here. And let's see, we want it on that side. I don't know that we really need one over there, but I'm going to add it for right now anyways, and I'll put one over there. We'll get our 4-meter piece. Okay, so this track... And we don't need this one over here. That was too far away. So the piece we need is... Well, it's kind of this one, but... Let's see. So that's kind of what we want. And then I think these are 2 meters high. So then we want the other 2-meter piece. And it'll fit right in here. Okay. And we don't really need to put anything along the backside here, at least underneath. And then we'll come over onto this side and we'll kind of do the same thing. And let's see here, we want this. Okay, let's see, come on. Come on, you little booger. Get over here. There we go. And we'll do 2 meters underneath those. Okay, and now I'm almost kind of tempted to build along the bottom here, because these people, these guests, you know, as they're coming back around, they could see it, but I'm not going to bother. And let's see, now we need to get these little pieces here. Whoops, whoops, whoops. There we go. Yep, that's looking correct. And this one goes here. Spin it around and it'll go over here. And now we can do the wall along the back of the coaster station. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 pieces. I'm just going to duplicate them and spin them around. That'll make them easier to get over there. And I'll do it again, and then we can get just that one on that side. Yep. Okay. There we go. Cute little box. And now in here, let's get the floor or the ceiling tile. And let's see. Do we want to close this off a little bit, or do I want to make it look like vegetation has kind of overgrown it? I think I might go with vegetation has overgrown it, and because we can't get this rock any closer to the coaster station in here. I don't know if we can real nicely grow the rock over the top. We could try. Let's see what happens if we do a flatten. Flatten to surface is the one I think we want this time, and let's get right under here. No, flatten the foundation. And a small brush. Alright, maybe we can do this. Let's just see what we end up with. Okay. So I don't want to goof it up right here, but I don't think we're going to. And it's always very fidgety working in spaces like this, because you can't see squat. Okay, and let's okay, and so what did that end up doing overall? And let's fly in here and just see. Okay, so this ended up getting a little too close to the track. Kind of what I was worried about. And let's go with the terrain and push just a little bit, not a lot. And okay, I think we might put a rock or two here, because I don't really like that they can see the hard edge of this. So let's hop into the scenery and let's just see if we can make that look a little bit better. And these tropical rocks are generally pretty big. Now let's see. Okay, and then we'll duplicate this one. Spin it a little bit. Duplicate it again. Spin it or actually I didn't spin it. Let's spin it. And let's bring it this way. Okay, and so how close did they come to these? Let's see. Yeah, see, now it's very close. So let's kind of push them in this way a little bit. And we'll take all 3 of these. Oh, these aren't part of the building. So let's go ahead and grab that one, this one, this one, this one, and the building, and we will add them all together. Okay, so now if we take all three of these, and if we spin it around 180, that wasn't quite 180, that was a little too much maybe. There we go, and now we'll lift it up. Spin it again. And let's just see, you know, how does this kind of look? Well, it covers up the edge of the building. It does look a little bit, you know, artificial. But that's okay. You know, we're just going to leave it. And let's see. Now we'll come in here and let's just look at what it looks like in here. So that's actually, you know, that's not bad. That's actually kind of neat. I kind of like that. And let's just make sure we can fly through here. Nobody's going to lose any arms or limbs, I think. And so now let's go ahead and let's repeat some of those rocks over here on this side. Go back to our scenery, and we'll do it with this this rock. And let's see, whoops. Maybe like that. And let's see. Kind of go up to here. Okay. Kind of go in a little bit, and then we'll go down. Let's see. And whoops. And I imagine this one is clipping through that track ride operator that's inside. So we'll go fix that in just a second. Let's go see. Actually, no. But it is a little bit too close. So let's just push this one out. And that looks okay. And let's get the small one and just kind of like, let's see. And then we'll put one down on this side. And what do we end up with? And let's just see how that looks, right? I think that looks okay. I don't like this little one right here. Which one is that? Is it this big guy? I think it's this one. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so we'll do that. And I think that helps inside here. I kind of don't like this one over there like that, so let's I think that looks better. But what did that do on this side? Which one was that actually? It was that one there, okay. So that's fine. And let's see. And then now what we can do is we can come over here back to the terrain, and we'll grow it down just a little bit, or we'll bring the terrain down just a little bit. So we want to pull a little bit more than that. Yeah, see, it's not coming down into the building as much as I'd like it to because of the coaster station, I guess. Even though we have collision turned off, kind of interesting. Okay, this is still okay, except this is maybe a little bit too close there. And that goofed up our vegetation again. So let's, it's too big. Okay, I want to keep that. And let's see. Well, I guess that's as good as we're going to be able to bring the terrain down over here. I'm not going to fiddle with this thing until it's absolutely perfect the way I envision in my head. I'm just going to get it close enough because there's a whole park to design, and I don't want to spend too much time on this one, finishing up this one ride. I just want to get it done so we can move on with our lives. Now, let's see. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to add a couple more rocks in here. Let's go to the rocks. We'll use this one this time. This is in the way. And there we go. Go down just a little bit. Up. That. And there we go. That helps to hide all that. I'm not going to worry about this side of it. And let's see. Do we want to do the same thing kind of over here? I think we do. So we'll just duplicate. And we'll bring it over here. And we'll fly outside. And we'll just cover this up a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to push this one out about there. And I'm going to bring this one in a little bit. And let's see. Let's duplicate this one. Rotate it that way. And let's duplicate this one. Okay, and let's just see what that looks like on this side. That looks pretty good. I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to keep that. And so here's the coaster station in here. And let's decorate it and make it look a little bit like the other one. And so what we're going to do is we need one of those fish bulb things, little fish piece, statue and centerpiece. Where's our fish? For some reason the fish is always hard for me to find. Okay, we'll point him down. Okay. It's too much. There we go. And the other ones are caved in here by the rock. So maybe what we could do is we could put one like over here. Let's see if we can do this in a convincing manner. Where would it go? I want it to look like it, you know, it fell down. All right, well, let's just put one there, and let's see. I don't think anybody's really gonna be able to see that, right? Forget it. Nope. Where are you at? Come here. There we go. That's just not going to look good. No matter how I do it, that one wasn't going to look good. Let's try over here on this side. And let's see. Let's just make it look like this one's kind of poking out of the rock a little bit, right? Like he got squished. And, you know, I guess that's, yeah, it's not so good on this side. Let's push back in a little bit like that. Okay. And I guess we got to grab this one. Let's maybe try, okay. Let's try again. Let's not give up that easy. Maybe like this. I don't know. I guess that works, right? That looks okay. It's not too bad. And we want to get a couple lights in here, so we're going to use the dragon lighting, the same dragon lights that we used before in the other area of the park. And so that's going to be these ones. And, you know, really, I think all we need is, like, just one. Not a very big coaster station. And we'll just push it through to there. And let's just see, make sure it's not poking through on this side. And let's see what it looks like with the lighting in here. Okay, very cool. And then I think we want one more of them. Maybe over here. Where's this person at? So we'll go about right there. Okay, and that gets us some nice lighting in the coaster station. And what about as they come through over here? Do we want to add... Let's see, where's it at? Do we want to set one right here? Not right here because the wing tips will poke out. Maybe right here. Okay, and so now we're in a different building. I think we need to kind of move it over this way a little bit. And let's duplicate it and slide one way down over here. And move it up. Why is one so high and the other so low? Couldn't tell you. Okay, and let's just see what that looks like on this side. That looks pretty cool. Okay, and in here... Oh, let's see. Do we want to add any sort of lighting in here? You know, we don't want the kids to get too scared, right? It is a kiddie ride after all. So maybe what we'll do is we'll just grab a couple of the area lights. And we'll just set one here. And we'll set another here. And we'll change the color to be a gray. So it's mostly dark and therefore not very intense. And so as they come back, what's that look like? All right. Still pretty bright in there. Those ended up being their own building. Which building are these a part of? Okay, they're part of that building. Let's select this one and this one. Let's make them a little bit darker, shall we? Okay, that's a little bit more what I want. Just a little bit lit up, but not very much. Okay, so they come through here and they get this nice lighting, and then they come back. And we could even change the color of the lighting to kind of be a little bit more like these ones, and then it would make it look like this light is even bouncing around in here a little bit more. So what color would that be? It would be more like a kind of like an orangish light. So if we move it over to here, there we go. I think we'll do that. It's not an exact match, but you know what? It's good enough. Good enough. How did this end up going through the coaster track? How did that happen? And how did it take me this long to notice? Okay. So I think this looks pretty good. They come back through here. And we got our nice brightly lit coaster station. Let's look at it from up here. This is kind of cool. They see that they're going down into some lights. And in here, they got some light coming out, and they got the moonlight as they reach the top. And so I think all of that is well done. And I wanted to do it this episode, but I don't think there's going to be time. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back in the next episode, and I'm going to put that little tiny bit of foliage up here. We'll maybe add a little bit over here, and maybe we'll build the coaster station queue. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time, and have yourself a good afternoon.